Hello. Well, many of you might be used to me making model railroad videos, but this one is going to be on my first bike packing trip. So everything you see laid out on the floor is going to go in a bag and go on the bike. I'll be traveling on the Root River Trail, which is an old Milwaukee railroad right away in southern Minnesota. I hope you'll follow along on my journey. So everything laid out on the floor are things that I'll be taking. So I have a couple pairs of shirts, shorts at the campsite, swim trunks. I have a bag with a bright yellow shirt, long sleeve and long pants, should it get cool. Tire pump, lightweight jacket, but also can work as raincoat. A gel seat, my bike gloves, obviously a helmet, solar lamp, a sleeping bag, and then in this bag right here I have my air mattress, a blow-up pillow. Food is obviously a big thing, so I've been watching a lot of bicyclists YouTubes planning for this trip. So I have obviously my snacks of some jerky, some Cliff Bars, but then also when I'm making my lunch meals, tortillas, some rice dishes, refried beans, peanut butter. I've got some chicken that can be reconstituted in with the rice. Behind it, there's my little camp stove. I've got collapsible dishes, can opener, matches, hot dog fork, extra water bottle besides the one that's going to be on the bike, sunglasses, a map of where I'm going, GoPro, headlight, rear light, extra battery bank, cell phone, dry bags just to put other things in, just so they're not all rattling around, and then obviously some sandals when I get to the campsite. On the bike itself, right now the bike empty weighs about 21 pounds. Obviously when I put all this on it, it gets substantially heavier. When I get on it, then it gets really heavy. So in my Panelier bags, I have extra water bottles that are there. On the pouches or pockets on the outside, I already have like my first aid kit, wipes, my towels for both swimming and for using the shower house. I have a burrito bag here. It only houses my tent. The tent is essentially the heaviest item I'm taking, and when I had it in one of the Paneliers, the bike felt very lopsided on one side. So with this on the handlebars where it's mounted, the ride is a little more balanced and a whole lot easier to distribute the weight. I've got a couple little snack bags that go right up by my handlebars. I'll put my battery bank in there too so that it can also run my cell phone and headlight. And then I have a rear trunk bag that has more snacks, some basic bike tools, spare inner tube, kind of just my day trip bag. The nice thing about this is that the little side pouches actually fold out and become mini Paneliers. So when I'm traveling to my campsite, I'll take these big guys, but when I'm doing just a small day trip, a lot of times I'll just use this bag. So all of this needs to be loaded onto that. With this being my first bike packing trip that I've taken in a long time, I made myself a pretty comprehensive list. I'll find out from this 3-day trip if I've overpacked some things, but I kind of wanted to take everything that I could possibly think of. The other thing, kind of making a little list for my wife so she knows where I'll be, kind of a little agenda of each day for myself, and obviously having a good map of the area. And so I have 2 trails that I'll be riding that has a junction. So I'll be riding the Harmony-Preston Valley State Trail, and then it ties into the Root River Trail. So these Paneliers are new this year. I bought them off season in January, paid about $95 with shipping and handling. I see right now they're anywhere from about $195 to $219, so that was a really good deal to buy them when I did. The rear pockets, that one has my dry fit towels and that. And then this one has basically handy wipes, anything I might need real quick just to hand sanitize, whether it be a mechanical issue with the bike or just someplace I've gone into like a privy that may not have anything for washing hands and that I have some wipes real handy. The nice thing is, once they're clamped on the bikes, they also have another little latch so they're sturdy. And then since I have the room, I'll snap them on just for extra protection. They also fit into the sides down here so they don't tend to kind of swing out. They stay pretty stable. And of course, I can fill them up and then just drawstring them in, and then this comes over the top and it has some really nice clasps to hold everything nice and tight. So we'll see what they look like when they're filled up. So essentially on the left rear pannier, I have my cook stove in there, all of my main food for when I'm either having lunch or supper at the campsite, and then snacks. Snacks are easy. They're basically going in any little crevice part of my bike that I can find. And so this bag is pretty well filled. As you can imagine, the weight of like the peanut butter, the canned goods and that at the bottom definitely helps with the center of gravity, and then putting the lighter stuff up above. In this bag here, it's more my camping and clothes. So the very bottom of the bag has my summertime sleeping bag. This bag here has my clothes, and then the smaller bag right there has my air mattress and blow-up pillow. And so those things can compress pretty well. And so even though the bag looks full, once I kind of cinch it up, a lot of that extra air will go out. So on the outside of the bag on this side is first aid kit. As I said, my fast or dry wicking towels are there. Here I have my wipes. And then I do have a hot dog fork, and I'm always fearful that that thing is going to poke through. What I'd love to have is like a neon little flag that I could put on there, since this would be the side where cars would go by me, just to be very visible. That could just kind of flap there. For this ride, since I'm pretty much on trails, there won't be a whole lot of traffic with cars, but if I had to do a lot of road riding, that would be something that would be a must. So I'll cinch these up, and you can see what they look like all sealed up. So this bag is all cinched down with the flap over top and locked in. And over here you can see it's cinched in. I just throw the extra drawstring there, and then this just comes down over the top, and the other buckles just buckle it in. So the trunk bag nestles in right on top of the rack. Nice thing about this is I have a smaller first aid kit, silverware, chapstick, my bike lock. My bike lock is down underneath there, more snacks, and then essentially tools. This bag can also unzip another round and expand to be kind of a wedge. And the back here is dedicated just for inner tube, should I have a flat tire, and then, as I said, tools, my Leatherman, pocket knives, things like that are in there. So this is a nice little bag, zipped up. I like that it has the cargo netting on top, because in the daytime when I'm riding my collapsible solar light, I can fit right on there, and then it can be recharged and held in with the cargo net. So that'll be a nice feature there. So here you can see I also have a larger cargo net that I strap over. I have my sandals that just take up a lot of space, so I have them basically resting on top of each pannier. Solar light claps down, can get the sun, and then obviously not so much for the trail, because I'm not too worried about cars hitting me on the trail, but if I'm ever out on the road, it's always good to have that kind of protection so that you're visible from the rear end. So as we kind of move to the mid part of the bike, obviously having a helmet, I have a gel seat. I usually go with the regular seat, and then I'll put the gel seat on it. As you can imagine, riding anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, the seat gets a little sore after a while. So kind of changing up with a gel cover definitely helps. Having additional water bottles on each side, having water on the trail is always very important. I have 2 water bottle cages there that also have water bottles. I'll have an extra one also that I bought these straps just to hold extra water, because I'll need water not only for drinking but also some for camping when I can't find water for myself. Also, here's storage for my tire pump. And my pedals are essentially not flat pedals, but they have the toe kind of locking in. I don't like the clips because I always feel like my feet won't get out in time, but I've never had trouble with those, so I like those pretty well. As we kind of move up to the console of the bike, I got these 2 snack bags off Amazon. Didn't think I'd like them at first. I love them. One side I'll have my sunglasses and regular glasses. They've got these elastic pockets in them, and of course, what do I have in there? Yep, Cliff Bar. Anywhere I can shove snacks, I got them. So my glasses are in there, but not only that, I've got extra snacks. On this side, I house both my cords, a cord for my phone with the battery bank. I can hold both battery banks in there, and then my cords, which is nice. And the other thing that's really kind of nice is my GoPro, my rear tail light, and my headlight all take the same cord. So when I get to the campsite at night and I have to recharge, I need to take minimal cords because a lot of them use the same cords. The only one that does not is my phone. And then of course, having riding gloves, I've kind of outfitted with some better handlebar grips. I was having problems with my palms, kind of getting tired or falling asleep. And so I switched out to those this spring, and I love them. So that's pretty much the console part. And then obviously having a mirror, wanting to see what's coming up behind me, whether it be cars on the road or just other cyclists when I'm out on the trail. We move to the front of the bike, get a better look at GoPro that I use when I'm out riding, but I have this Rock Brothers burrito bag, and that essentially houses the tent. And then just like the rear of the bike that I wanted a headlight or tail light. Sorry about that, we had a lawnmower going down the street doing the slowest speed ever. I have a burrito bag for the front, mounts right underneath all my other accessories, still being able to access the GoPro and my cell phone in that. And then obviously the headlight down there. Headlight usually is mounted on my handlebars, but because of the burrito bag and space, I kind of filled up everything. So I did a couple test rides to see how it would ride. I was a little worried about the suspension, and it never came down and hit that light, so that's a good thing. And even if it did, it's just kind of on a rubberized bungee kind of cord, so I think if it came down, all it would do for damage is maybe tilt it up. So at the beginning of this video, I had all of my materials and supplies that I need for my trip laid out on this blanket. The blanket is empty, and as you can see, the bike is full. It is loaded and ready to go. So we'll see how my bike packing trip goes. I'm sure I'll learn a lot, and maybe things I won't take with me the next time, or things that I wish I had this time. So it'll be a learning experience. Thank you for watching.